Hi, my name is Zahra. In this part of the presentation, I talk about the filtering and why filtering, although our group doesn't agree with filtering at school, but we were curious to know what studies and researches reveal about the necessity and efficiency of filtering at school. That's why I discussed the pros of filtering here. My first slide is just the introduction, emergence of the internet that brought up the new generation of kids who haven't experienced life without internet and computer, which requires more studies. And then I have three characteristics of the nature of the internet: openness and high access, business, and marketing, of course. About the openness, all the information on the web are just one click away from children sitting at home in their bedrooms, and they're very comfortable because they're just in at home, and they share everything. They trust people, and they share information that they should not share. High access is the second characteristic, and the extent of internet use among kids is very high. About 92% of elementary school kids are using internet at home, 66% at school, and there's no significant difference between the between different social and economic background of kids. All of them have access to internet. And the third one is business and marketing. Marketing, of course, kids are concluding a very big portion of the population of internet users. To absorb them, businesses are need more clicks and viewers and customers, so that's why they target kids for their purposes and business purposes. The second section of my presentation is about the harm of the internet use. The second section of my presentation is about the harm of internet usage for kids. Here, there's a chart showing three different types: content, contact, and commercial risks. And in this study, the scholars have five different groups of internet threats to young people. The first one is the nature of the information and the age level. Sometimes they are getting the information that they are not appropriate for their age, and that causes aggression, fear, symptoms of psychological trauma, or negative self-image, and it's all because of the information they get. And then giving out information. Kids are on social media every day, and they are giving out their personal information like names, pictures, phone numbers, and even parents are not aware of that because most of them are doing them on their phones or on computers at the times that parents are not aware. So they even meet people who have met online. And the third one is the negative impact to exposure to porn websites. There are lots of young kids who have been exposed to these type of contents, and they are affecting them in their life, their characteristics, and their psychological impacts on them. And this is a video about a girl who is suffering, or who was suffering from these type of issues when she was a teenager. And then the fourth one, the impact of sexual solicitation. Again, researchers are showing that there are children who are suffering from the sexual solicitation online. And then impact of racial, hate-related, and threatening materials. Of course, there are young kids who have been exposed to threats, to stresses like having exposed to violence, to sexual content, to racial content, and they are affecting them. The third section is about types of preventions. Parent-teacher supervision, education, and filtering are three methods. Parent-teacher is less than we think, and it's not that important and effective. There is no significant relationship between parent-teacher control and the safety usage of internet by kids. However, teachers and parents especially need to be involved in what their kids are doing and talk to them about the internet life. Education is the studies show that that's the most important and effective method in having a safe environment online. Teaching kids how to use internet, be safe, develop programs for teachers, and teaching parents to be involved in what their kids are doing. And then the last one is filtering. Filtering is just blocking the information which are not wanted or desired. And we have three types: content, exclusion, and inclusion filtering. And here I explain how they work and the efficiency. Of course, they are not, filtering is not efficient. Sometimes they are not filtering the subjects that they should filter. Sometimes they filter the things that are useful, and the average efficiency of the filtering software products in the market is just about 30%. So that's why we prefer focusing on education, not filtering. And that's the end of my presentation.